Hey everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Darksiders. This is Leading Man,
And I'm the Akari Warrior.
and today we're tackling the Broken Stair, which has stairs that are broken. Well, there's a shitty intro.
I really love this stage, this part of the game.
Yeah, this section's nice. It really kind of throws you for a curve. Actually, everything from on here gets a... Well, everything up until we beat the boss gets a lot better. Like, I'm a big fan of the dungeon design, big fan of everything that happens here, so...
Yeah, I liked the.
Excited.
I do like the Twilight Cathedral, but it just there were parts of it that pissed me off.
Well, it is... I can totally see where you're coming from, especially playing the game on Apocalyptic. It probably had a lot to do with it.
Yes.
But the cathedral itself, it's a pretty damn good dungeon, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, I like the design of it, like as you did. I like how it was laid out, but yeah, there were certain parts that were unfairly difficult.
The funny thing is, I know a lot of companies, when they balance hard level games, they actually go for, we don't care if it's too hard.
Yeah.
The actual opinion is normally, if it's too hard, well, screw them. They want to play on hard.
Yeah. If it's too hard, then why didn't you play on normal?
Exactly. That's essentially the level balance. Okay, so I think that was Souls. Was that Souls?
I think so, yeah.
I can't even tell anymore.
Who cares?
But I do know that down here is a life core, which is a nice and easy one to miss. Pretty much try to dive in every water you see.
That's also one of the last ones that I found. Although ironically, when I found it, I was down to like all my health had been drained. I had used I was running around item collecting, and I had opened up pretty much all the health chests in the game, and I found that was the fourth part of missing health core.
Huh.
And I got all my health back, +1.
Just right at that time.
Yeah, I totally lucked out.
And yes, I did just get lost there for a second, in case you were curious.
No, I wasn't curious. You stood around for no reason last video.
That's true. It's significantly better than that. So here's our new scythe combos. We have some upgrades to Wrath abilities. But, oh, and we'll be getting the Wrath Shard and Wrath Core as soon as we can. But for right now, the first thing I want to do is... I think I traded my artifacts. Yeah, okay. So trading the artifacts, there's no reason not to do that, by the way. All it does is just sit in your little collection screen. Who cares? So trade them in whenever you get a chance. But what do we grab here is the Harpoon Tackle and its upgrade. Or the second and third versions of the Harpoon Tackle. So at this point, it's a pretty damn beefy ability.
And once you have a check mark next to it, that means it's fully upgraded.
Right. By the way, here I'm showing off the artifacts thing. As you can see, all it does is turn them dark instead of glowing. Who cares? Just turn in your artifacts as soon as you get a chance. They're worth more.
There's no incentive to hold on to them. There's no beating. The only real incentive to get anything in this game is the abyssal armor.
Right. Everything else is sort of mandated.
Because once you get the abyssal armor, you can start and beat the game. You can start a new game with the abyssal armor.
Which incidentally helps a lot if you're doing Apocalyptic.
Yeah, I mean, if you beat the game on Apocalyptic without the abyssal armor and you go back with it, I have to say I had more fun because my defense, it kind of nullifies that extra attack boost that the enemies have.
Here you can see the Harpoon Tackle doing its thing. Has a nice, I think 3 hits.
Yeah.
It's still pretty damn good.
Yeah, the 3-hit that's one of my favorite things is I always love those stab moves that juggle guys.
Yeah.
I think the level 2 Stinger does that in Devil May Cry.
I honestly wouldn't know. I'm not a huge Devil May Cry fan, although apparently everyone thinks I should be.
I agree with all those anonymous people.
I don't know why. Like, for some reason, I just don't like the game. I wish I could quantify why, but I can't. It's just not fun.
If it rubs you the wrong way, then it does.
And yet I play games like this and Defiance, which sometimes desperately feel like they're trying to be that game.
They really were at the time.
You know, the funny thing is, I'm just not a huge fan of AAA games. I like games that sit in like 70 Metacritic.
Yeah.
Also, here's a demonstration. Harpoon Tackle, now Insta-Gibbs Wicked, which is fantastic. Take that car.
This is one of my favorite parts of the broken stair, is running around decrepit buildings and demolished highways.
Yeah, I love the highway. That's one of my favorite set pieces in this area.
The only thing, oh, never mind, I was gonna spoil something, so I won't.
I think we are already spoiled. Well, whatever. Let's not spoil anymore.
Yeah, let's try and...
You can
try and
talk
keep
about it when we
to-
get there, mister.
I will. But,
I love those wings.
yeah, I mean, I just love you get a real sense of the aftermath of the apocalypse when you're running around this destroyed highway. Especially if you drive on the highway to get to work every day.
I'm also a big fan of Trauma, just sort of like hopping out of the background there. So this Trauma's a pretty big dick. He's gonna sit around in the background there and chuck cars at us. At least for a while.
Yeah, I was actually chucking cars back.
Yeah, I think I tried. Or I will try at some point.
Or we can just, stand there and look at them. That works too. I hear
There, are you
looking
happy?
at them meanly.
I deflected
because
his
you
car
hit-
with another car.
Now I'm happy. Now that you threw 2 cars at him.
Yeah, I think I used all the cars I have left. But anyway, here you can see what I was talking about in the very first video when I said they're pretty powerful. You will see what it's like to face a Trauma without Chaos Form. And the answer is painful.
Yeah, and they do a lot more damage. Obviously, one hit will take off a good half of a health bar or more on Apocalyptic.
Yeah, that's not shocking since it takes up about a quarter here.
Yeah.
That second hit is very, very difficult to dodge. You can probably block it. I never tried. However, you can also use the horn to sort of spam him to death, which is fantastic. Also,
Sure you can.
another awesome finisher.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't feel there are enough of those Trauma enemies in this game.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't really think of a lot of them.
They only show up. You see the one at the Apocalypse. You see one here, and then you don't see them again for a very long time.
Yeah. Which is funny considering they were willing to throw one against you like this, but I guess it's one of those things where a mini-boss sort of just becomes a regular enemy. Kind of standard for video games.
And for those of you who noticed that yellow shiny thing, we will be coming back to that much later.
Yeah, I hear I actually show off that you cannot get it, unfortunately. It seems like maybe you could sort of catapult from one spot, but no, there's nothing. So that blue gate back there, well, I guess we can wait until we get the item, but it is going to be very, very reminiscent of a particular video game series. I really like this destroyed environment, too. It's really interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of good, just a lot of good design here with the dilapidated buildings and stuff.
I also like that they took the time to make a couple of ways that don't really go anywhere, or things that things that really don't have a point. But it's nice to sort of give it more of a sense of that it's an actual building or a place.
Yeah, people used to live here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people don't seem to realize when they're making a video game that when you're in an office building, it's very, very rare that there's nothing but pure corridors for an action hero to storm through. Most of the time,
Yeah.
there's little corners and stuff that people shove offices and desks in. This is a Beholder's Key. We'll be using it at the gate upstairs. That's right. This game has a key/door system, very similar to Zelda.
Oh, I was thinking Soul Calibur because it looks like Voldo's weapon.
It does look like Voldo's weapon. You're right. And it has the eye in the middle of it.
Yeah. I thought that's the game that we were ripping off, not Zelda.
That I was alluding to.
I guessed wrong.
No, the best is to me it always felt like, let's do Zelda, only we'll do it more badass. Cause you'll walk up to the thing and you'll be like, press B, and then it's like, alright, cool, and stab it in the fucking eye, and then blood comes out of it. Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think that was literally how the design meeting went.
I believe it. That was the second design meeting. The first design meeting is, what games do you like? Okay, let's make that one.